And there are some questions that people might have. I will try to answer them. Please try and sit still. Class is still going on. People are meditating. If you fidget, you move, it really disrupts the energy. Another 10 minutes. Does anyone have a question I would like to ask? Every time I sit in a meditation like this, it really comes back to a simple answer. Each class is literally a step on a ladder that builds chakra system inside that's strong enough to do two things. I always talk about this, but the first thing is to elevate our humanity, to find what it means to live with the highest possible purpose of being a human being. And of course, that's centered around the heart because, God is love. Love is the most supreme happiness, love, most supreme and most elevated states a human being can live with. Very hard to do because it takes time to build a system inside ourselves that can sustain that. That's what each and every one of these meditation classes is for, to build that kind of system. And as we develop our humanity, as we become more connected to this state of unconditional love for our family, our friends, or people, human beings, where people no longer intimidate us and we're not threatened by their negativity and their criticisms and all the stuff that they throw at other people. We've built a system inside that is strong enough to maintain a connection with higher energy or God or whatever one wants to call it. It's like almost a covenant. When we're born here, we are born with the job of building that kind of system. And that kind of system really enables us to connect with spirit and to build an inner life that will give us freedom from karma, from suffering, from difficulty, from pain, and all the stuff that people go through on the planet Earth. So it's really a twofold task, developing one's humanity, so that we live here like compassionate people and we don't spend all our time criticizing everybody or judging other people, but we spend our time truly listening to other people and learning from them what they have to teach us to grow. And a lot of what comes to us is criticism. And if we are offended by criticism, it means we have a lot of work to do on ourselves to grow. If we can open and listen, sometimes people's criticism can tell us things about ourselves that we need to learn so that we can get better inside. We can get more highly evolved inside. I've said it before, but I'll never forget sitting with Rudy when he told me I couldn't pay a therapist $1,000 an hour to find what my mother finds wrong with me in 1 second. And I love her for that because I need somebody to say, okay, you need to work on yourself. Well, people don't look at it that way, but as you grow spiritually, you begin to look at it that way. I can make mistakes. I don't have to be right all the time. I can listen to what the world has to teach me. I can listen to what life has to teach me. As I've said many times, the ultimate guru is not Swami this one and Yogi that one and, some priest or rabbi. The ultimate guru is life. And our job is to build a system inside ourselves where we can really sit in front of life and let it be our teacher. And then you understand there is no criticism. There's just opportunities to grow. And that everything in our daily existence gives us those opportunities to grow. And the whole purpose is to get free. And you're never going to get free if you spend all your time arguing with everybody. It just doesn't work. You're never going to get free if you know better than life. It's been around here a lot longer than all of us. And it has something very profound to teach us every single day. So the meditation is about a craft. Again, I say this a lot, but it bears to be repeated. It's a craft. And what is the craft? It's the use of mind and breath and tools that we're born with to build a system inside ourselves that can do two things. One is to live as an elevated human being with compassion and love, caring for other people. And the second thing is a connection with spirit. So that ultimately, this incredible and divine level of humanity can let go and become one with God or higher energy in the universe. We've done our service in the world. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
I have a question, Stuart.
Yes.
I noticed that you have a lot of change, or through the visual on Zoom, there looks like a lot of change in your forehead and on your face. Could you please talk about that?
Nothing to talk about. I'm changing. Thank God. I'm not the same person I was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the same person I was 2 days ago. I want to keep changing and growing and doing the best I can to help you all attain the same kind of thing, to understand that, look, all of life is about change. Yeah. Nature is about change. Now spring is coming, everything is green, it's change. Everything is about change. We change too, but we are so, imprisoned by our mental activity and by this conservative nature that is so afraid to let go of what we think we are, that the change, it becomes a war that goes on inside people, conflict. God, spirit, higher energy, it flows through us and it demands change. It's not going to flow through a stagnant human being. So what you're talking about is something that I relish. I want to live that way. I don't want to be the same person I was 3 days ago. Yeah. I want to grow. I want to change. I want everything to truly be, spiritual energy flowing through and creating newness. I mean, look, Madison Avenue knows about this. It's always the new this, the new that, the new, detergent, the new toothpaste, newness, freshness is essential. And when we get stagnant, you understand, we get crippled inside. We get old inside. And the whole point of growing old is getting younger inside, not getting older inside. And you can't get younger if you're holding on to the past. If you don't not have the willingness to truly change inside yourself. Yeah. So, look, I made those decisions years ago. I don't want to be the same person I was a month ago. I don't want to be the same person I was yesterday. I can't be the same person I was yesterday. I'm a day older. Yeah. But if my mind refuses to let go and tries to create that kind of consistency, you understand? I mean, you have a terrible, stale, stagnant situation that spiritual energy is change. The mind says, no, I'm not. I'm going to live the way I lived, and it gets to be a nightmare, and I don't like that nightmare. I'd much rather change. I'd much rather flow with the river, than become a boulder that the river's flowing around me. So yes, I'm not the same person. Thank God. Thanks for reminding me of it. I really need that too.
It's beautiful.
I'm changing. And who wants to hide out from life? We want to embrace life. And the wonderful thing about life, it is constantly changing. I mean, take a look in the mirror. Do you look the same way you looked when you were 10 years old? You know? Yeah.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have a question they would like to? Alicia, you don't have a question? Okay, dear. Does anyone else have a question? You know, it's like the first thing that Rudy taught me when he taught me this excellence. Please help me to open, to surrender, to grow spiritually. Understand? If you don't surrender, then your whole life gets stagnant and you're not going to grow spiritually. One has to let go of the anger, the unhappiness, you know, the boredom, the lethargy, the, you know, disliking other people, judging other people. We have to let go. We have to let go because that's the way the world works. And that's the way we finally, ultimately get spiritually enlightened. We let go. Ultimately, we have to let go of everything anyway. We might as well learn to do it before the day we leave the world. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay. The next class will be on Tuesday. And thank you. God bless you all for being here, for being present here, for doing this inner work, and demanding that I go very deep in myself in order to come up with something that helps us all move on, you know? So thank you and bless you for these classes. And as I told you all, everyone needs a teacher. In these classes, you are my teacher. Your presence here really makes it possible for me to grow profoundly inside myself. So thank you and bless you all. There'll be a class on Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody.
Thank you very much, Stuart. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.